Hi student, I am Pranali teacher and today we are going to learn the last part of the fourth chapter, that is effect of electric current. So this is the last part of the chapter. In whole chapter we study about what is electricity, then what is current, what is the magnetism. Now we are going to learn about what is exact relation between the electricity and magnetism, and what is the effect is known as the relation in between electricity and magnetism. So let's study with the relation of electricity and magnetism. See, electricity and magnetism are closely related. We already know that whenever the current is produced in a conductor, whenever a current is produced in a loop or a wire, it produces a magnetic field around it. So, electricity and magnetism are closely related. And this effect, this relation between the electricity and magnetism is known as electromagnetic effect. This effect in between the electricity and magnetism is known as electromagnetic effect. Electro means electricity, current. And this effect is shown by Ørsted. The scientist Ørsted first stated this effect, electromagnetic effect. He first stated the relation between electricity and magnetism. The unit of magnetic field is termed as Ørsted, and that's why the unit of magnetic field is termed as the scientist's name in the honor of this scientist, that is Ørsted. So this is the relation between electricity and magnetism. The effect is electromagnetic effect, and this first shown by a scientist Ørsted. And in honor of this scientist, the unit of magnetic field is termed as Ørsted. Now we are going to study the sums or problems in that fourth chapter. So first, formulas which are related to the sums. First one is P is equal to VI. P is power, V is voltage, I is current. Second is H is equal to I square RT. H is heat, I is current, R is resistance, and T is time. Third one is H is equal to PT. P is power, T is time. Fourth one is I is equal to Q upon T. Q is your charge. Fifth one, H is equal to VIT, and sixth one, P is equal to energy upon time, and the last one is V is equal to IR. So these are main important formulae in that fourth chapter, and the sums are according to this formulas we have to solve now. So in your textbook exercise of fourth chapter, there is a question number 12, that is solve the sums which are related to this fourth chapter. So textbook exercise, fourth chapter exercise, question number 12, solve. So suppose the given is P is equal to, P is power is equal to 100 watt is given, I is current is 3 ampere. Then you find out R. R is your resistance. So how you have to find your resistance? So for this you use this first formula. P is equal to VI here. So this is your solution. P is equal to VI. P is your 100 watt. V you have to find out here, and I is 3 ampere. So V as it is, this 3 gets divided here, and 33 volt is equal to V. Then again to find out R, here you have to use V is equal to IR. This formula, V is equal to IR. V is 33, I is 3 ampere, R you have to find out here. So R is equal to 33 divided by this 3, is equal to 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3, 11. 11 ohm. This is a unit of resistance, that is ohm. R is equal to 11 ohm. So if given is power and current, then you have to find out resistance. So this way you have to find out resistance, and the answer is 11 ohm. Then the next sum is, if two powers are given, that is P1 is equal to 100 watt, P2 is equal to 60 watt, but the voltage in both the power is same, that is 220 volt, and here you have to find out total current. So how you have to find this? So first formula you have to use here P1, because there are two powers are given, P1 and P2. So for first P1 is equal to VI1. P is given 100, V is also given 220, I here you have to find out. So I1 is equal to 220 gets divided here. So I1 is equal to 100 upon 220. First value you have to get here. I1 is equal to 100 upon 220. Then next is P2. Now you have to find out P2. P2 is equal to VI2. See here, P1 is equal to VI1. V is common here, VV, because V is same in both P1 and P2. V is common, 220. So here you change only I1 and I2. So P2 is given 60, V is also given 220. Find out I2. So I2 is equal to 220, again get divided here, 60 upon 220. So here you have to get two values. I1 is equal to 100 upon 220. I2 is equal to 60 upon 220. So here the total current, total I is equal to I1 plus I2. So I1 is 100 upon 220. I2 is 60 upon 220. So the denominator is same, that is 220, 220. So here you have to write down only at once. And 100 plus 60 is 160. 160 divided by 220, that is 8 upon 11. 0, 0 get cancelled, and you have to divide by 2. 2 8s are, 2 1s are, 2 1s are. Again here you divide by 8 to 11. So the answer is 0.72 ampere. Current, that's why current is measured in ampere, unit ampere. Then third sum, there are two sets which consume the power, which utilize the power, that is TV set and heater. For TV set, power is 500 watt for time 30 minutes, and for heater power is 600 watt and the time is 20 minutes. And here you have to find out which one consume more energy, which one spend more electricity, more energy, you have to find here. So first here the power is given in watt and the time is given in minute. So first you have to convert this minute into second. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So that's why 30 minutes is equal to 60 into 30, that is 1800 seconds. And 20 minutes also you have to convert into second, that is 20 into 60, 1200 seconds. Now for TV set here you have to use this one formula, H is equal to PT. Third one formula, H is equal to PT. H is equal to power into time. 500 into 1800, that is 9 lakhs watt into second. For heater again you have to use the same formula, H is equal to PT, that is 600 into 1200 second. So 7,20,000 watt into second. For TV 9 lakhs and here 7,20,000 watt per second. So which one spend more electric energy? TV set. TV set spend more energy, more electricity. Next one is, suppose the P is given, that is 1100 watt power is given. T is also given time, 2 hours a daily, and expenses charge on electricity is also given, that is 5 rupees per unit. And here you have to find out electricity consumed in month of April particularly. Here you have to find out the energy or electricity consumed in month of April. So how you have to find out the electricity spent on April? So first, power is given in watt and time is given in hours. So the quantity is different. That's why first you have to convert this watt into kilowatt, because the ratio is as kilowatt per hour. So watt is first converted into kilowatt. That is 1 kilowatt is equal to 1000 watt. That's why 1100 watt is equal to how much? 1.1 kilowatt. 1100 divided by 1000, that is 1.1 kilowatt. Next, the formula used here, E is equal to PT. So power into time, energy is equal to power into time. Power is 1.1 kilowatt and the time is 2 hours a daily. So multiply here 2.2 kilowatt per hour. But here we have to find out the electricity consumed in April month. Properly April month, how the electricity is used, how much electricity is used. So days in April is equal to 30. So electricity consumed is equal to, how much electricity is there? 2.2 kilowatt per hour daily. So for 30 days is how much? 2.2 into 30 is equal to 66 kilowatt per hour. But kilowatt per hour is nothing but what? 1 unit. In short, kilowatt per hour is 1 unit. So 1 unit expenses is given, that is 5 rupees per unit. So here kilowatt is converted into unit. Kilowatt is actually nothing but the unit. It is also called as unit, 1 unit. So 1 unit expenses is given 5 rupees. So 66 unit expenses, see here 66 kilowatt per hour. 66 unit expenses is 66 into 5 rupees, that is 330 rupees. Expenses on April month on energy, electricity is 330 rupees. This way we see this all the sums in that particular chapter, 4th chapter, which are related to this formulas, and in this way you have to sort out the sums. These sums are asked in exam for 2 or 3 marks. The small sums is asked for 2 marks and the big sum like this is asked for 3 marks. Okay, thank you.